Welcome back, viewers. Have you ever wondered what Albufeira Old Town looks like out of season? You know, there's loads of videos showing you how busy it all is when the holiday season's here. But what does it really look like out of season? Well, in this video, I'm going to take a walk around the Old Town and show you exactly what it's like on a mid-afternoon in late November. So if you've ever thought about coming here in holiday out of season, or maybe even, you know, to buy a little holiday home somewhere, let's have a look and see what the Old Town's like when it's not as busy as it would normally be. So I'm just up at the balcony just above the Old Town in Albufeira, and I'm going to take a walk down into the Old Town and have a wander around and see just what's going on. Now, this is the escalator that was put in to make it easier to get up and down. But as you can see, it's not working, and I've googled it, and it would appear that it's not really been working for the last 3 weeks or so. So it could well be the case that once the end of October comes, you know, and the holiday season's pretty much over, maybe they switch it off. I don't know. Do you know? Is the escalator normally working out of season, or is it normally switched off? So if you know, let us know in the comments. The other noteworthy thing is, you'll notice all the way down on both sides of the escalator, so on all four side walls, there's just stickers everywhere. So it appears to be the case that people now bring a sticker and stick it on the side panels here. So if you've got a business or a particular club, or you know, something that you want to advertise, and you're coming to Albufeira Old Town, then just, you know, bring a sticker and stick it on there for everyone to see. So I'm just at the bottom of the Old Town here, the bottom of the escalator here. Casa Nostra, a few guys there having a beer, people sitting around, and as I said, it's around 3:15. And I think we're on the 25th of November now. So it's obviously not as busy as you would normally see it in the other videos that you see all over YouTube. Now, my vision of the Old Town was just that it was going to be an old town. And the one thing I wasn't expecting is so many bars and restaurants, and almost party town. And you know, for what it's worth, in my opinion, and you know, you may have a different opinion, that's perfectly fine, we're allowed to disagree. When I look at this Old Town, I think it used to be, it must have looked fantastic as Old Town Albufeira, but now I just think it's become it's like a smaller version of the strip in Benidorm in some way. And I'm going to walk around the main part here and let you see what I mean. And bearing in mind that you know, most places are closed at the minute, and it is early in the day, you will get an idea of what I mean when I'm talking about that being somewhat spoiled. The other thing to note is look how many taxis there are behind me here. You know, there's at least 9 taxis all sitting at the taxi rank. Now, that would suggest to me that there's potentially business there, because these guys wouldn't sit around if there was no chance of getting any work. So maybe I'm wrong, but again, if you know, let us know in the comments. All the way along here, Broadway pub. I think that's all the one. There's little snack bars, back and forth, restaurant and bar. There's a big cocktail bar here, which is obviously closed for the winter now. Not so much up the side streets, but again, lots of people standing out trying to get you to come into the restaurants. Piccadilly here.
What is that?
Hello, YouTube.
Yeah, it's good.
YouTube, yeah.
Hello, mate. How's good?
Oh, good.
Where are you from?
Which restaurant are you from?
I'm from Piccadilly.
All right, okay. Good food in there?
Yeah, which club?
YouTube, on a YouTube
No, which
channel.
club? You like football?
No, no, not a football man.
You
no,
don't
I
like
don't.
football?
No.
Why?
Just never done it. I never liked football. It's
What do you like? Rugby?
motorcycling. Motorcycle sport.
Not bad.
MotoGP.
What do you, MotoGP?
MotoGP, yeah.
Which one? Valentino Rossi?
Used to be Rossi, but he's retired now.
So which one is a new one?
Now it's Pedro Acosta
Because I think
from
he's
Murcia.
from
Murcia,
from
in Spain,
yeah,
aye. Yeah, good. How was business?
Nothing.
Quiet?
Zero.
Yeah, quiet.
Yeah. Cheers.
Okay, I'm just doing a wee video. See you later.
Yeah, see you later.
Cheers. So yeah, so guys said it's quite busy. Sorry, it's quite quiet. That's understandable. Underdogs Bar, D&C cocktails, Alibaba chopsticks, Chinese restaurant, a bit of Elvis up there. For those of you who like a bit of Elvis. Three Harps restaurant, and then obviously you've got these little shops which sell scarves and bags and hats and sunglasses and bracelets and Hawaii shirts, all that sort of stuff. So both sides of this street all the way along here, Picati di Giola, that's an Italian restaurant, and La Cantina Mexicana Grill and fajitas. So that's just a quick walk along the first little street here. Is that what you thought Old Town Albufeira was like? It certainly wasn't what I was expecting. I was expecting just oldie worldy Portuguese charm, but unfortunately it's just like another strip. So anyway, let's carry on. So just picking up where we left off, I've got the bank, steakhouse lounge and terrace, obviously closed as well. Pampas Steakhouse right across from that. And then on the other side you've got an all-you-can-eat buffet and rodizio, or rodizio, I don't know how to say it in Portuguese. Bravo, another steakhouse, so plenty of choice of steak if you want it. Sunday's Steakhouse. So this seems to be the steak capital here. Then we've got Central Station. Hola! How are you?
Central Station is here.
How are you? Okay?
5 more days.
How is business?
All good, sir. All good. Thank you. You want a drink?
No, I'm just
You're
out
fine.
doing a little video, yeah.
Yeah, 5 more days.
And then that's you closed?
Yeah, we open after for New Year.
Yeah.
Day 20.
A little rest.
Thank you so much. Have a good day, sir. Yeah.
Good, see you later.
See you later.
Yeah, so Central Station, that's a big bar. 5 more days, he says, they're opening, and that's it. So it'll be the end of the month. Then we've got Vertigo Bar and Kitchen. And then we've got Sir Harry's Pub, so obviously that's a British one. So you can see here this little main square here. It's just bars and restaurants all the way around. So not so much an old town, it's party town now. Then we've got the official Portugal football club stuff, so you can get all your football strips and all your memorabilia and all that sort of stuff in there. Now I suppose the nice thing is that there are still some bits which seem to retain some of that old-fashioned charm. So let's have a wander around some of these little streets and see what's there. So all of a sudden, you just come away from the main square, and all the pubs and bars all disappear, and you get these nice little local shops selling all their wares. And I can't imagine, there's too much business at this time of the year for them. And if the bars and restaurants are closing at the end of November, I think it's safe to say that a lot of these little shops will shut down as well. Because the bars and restaurants will only be closing because historically they just haven't made any money. It's just not worth their while. So they will close for a little bit of a break. So that street goes on, quite a fair bit up there. I'm not going to go all the way up. You'll get the gist of this little short video here. It's probably quite a pretty place, but obviously filming the whole thing at this time of the year, I don't think it's going to do it justice. And what I don't want to do is to put people off. As you know, those of you who watch my channel will know that I just try and give you warts and all, just tell you what I see, and not base it on any opinion. I don't really, or I try and avoid drawing opinions, but sometimes you can't help it, I suppose. But I just point out things that I see, tell you like it is. And the reality is, if you're coming to Portugal any time after the 30th of November, or certainly if you're coming to Albufeira, I think you're going to struggle to find anywhere to go for a night out or to go for some food. And there will be places, but I think you're just going to have to do a bit more hunting. So I'm just going to go up to this corner here and then cut back down the other street. So you can see the ubiquitous alley up. It's everywhere you go. In Spain and Portugal, it appears to be alley up. And they've all got their Christmas gear up now. And loads of little shops here. I hadn't actually been to this bit before, so I didn't even know this bit was here. So there you go. I'm seeing it for the first time, just like you are. So yeah, plenty of little local shops here. Not so much bars and restaurants. Probably more of a local sort of shopping zone, I think. So is that what you thought Albufeira Old Town looked like? This bit, I've got to say, looks nicer than the other bit that I'd seen before. But I'm just going to walk back down, cut up to the right, and do the other little street that seems to be busy with tourists. And then we'll finish off just at the beach. Like, see the view from there? So I think that covers this part. Let's see what we can find around here. So as always, there's lots of little alleys and stairs and stuff cutting off to either side. And I'm pretty sure that if I went wandering up some of those, it might look a bit more old world charm. But certainly the main part that I looked at in the square seems to have lost all of that. Anyway, we've got the mariachi all-you-can-eat Mexican restaurant here. Plenty of tables out, but they look a bit dusty, so I don't know if it's open or shut. Holiday accommodation. Grill House, Mr. Ribs. All-you-can-eat ribs and wings. Again, looks like the workmen are in. So this appears to be the time of year where lots of the businesses get workmen in to do a bit of a refresh, I suppose you want to call it that, and titivate the whole thing up a bit. So that's the main square just down there where we've seen the football shop. So let's cut up here. Look at that. Still got a fish spa here. You can still get your feet done for €10. Stick your feet in the tank and let the fish eat all your dead skin, if you fancy that, if that's your thing. So yeah, just coming up here, this other little street runs parallel to the one that I've just walked. Again, looks more quaint and more old-fashioned Portugal. So there are some bits of the town that still look the way it probably did look before it was heavily commercialised with all the bars and restaurants. Anyway, let's take a wander along this way. That's the kind of last part of the town centre that's commercialised. And I know there's been loads that I've missed, and I'm not saying this is a total complete guide of Albufeira Old Town. It's just a quick walk around it to show you what's what. So, I'm trying to find street names, but I can never seem to find street names here for some reason. I don't know why. And I'm sure if you know, you'll know what the street is. So some bars, restaurants here. Restaurant Cafe Bailotti, Ambrosio. Now these restaurants do look quite nice, I've got to say. Look, you know, the tables are well set for lunch or an early evening dinner. Got little blankets out for people to sit. So that one looks quite nice. Special of the day. Salad €8.50, pizza €9 and pasta €9.50, so certainly not expensive. Coming along here you've got restaurant Tasca and a few more little shops. Parfois, which seems to be everywhere across Spain and Portugal. Irish Hap, shut. Captain Porto, so that's obviously a little shop that sells port. Is that another alley op? It must be, it's not the same one that we've seen already. So they've got two alley ops. Little alleys everywhere. Talking about alley, there's an alley there. That's, what's the name of it? Travessa Andre Rebello. If you know where that is, in the Old Town. Now there is a sign saying there's the restaurant tucked away there as well, but I've no idea what it is. Let's just see if we can zoom in on that. Star Ristorante. Do you know anything about that one? Is that one of your favourite ones? And then obviously going back down to the main square just across here. So we'll just cut down this street before I go down to finish off the video through what I think is one of the spectacular places to wander through. It's just a great little view, so we'll finish this little bit off and then we'll go down to the last bit. So this takes us back down to the main square where all those bars and restaurants were. So you can see we've kind of done a loop all the way along here. So not much more to see. Plenty of ice cream shops if you fancy an ice cream. Just behind me here actually, just to finish everything off, we've got the Doce Jardim probably steakhouse, Brazilian cocktails and bar takeaway, and then the Rock Cafe, Rock and Sports, just to finish that off. Then a couple of little shops and some public toilets just down here as well. So handy if you find yourself caught short. Public toilets are just here, right opposite the main bars and restaurants, just in there. So let's just carry on. So again, another little alley here. Ice cream shops, restaurants, little touristy shops selling all sorts of knickknacks. Do you remember when we used to all go on holiday and bring back gifts for everyone? Is that still a thing? Do people still, on the last day of their holiday, spend the day picking up gifts for all their family and maybe even some mates? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. So yeah, there's quite a few karaoke bars, Twist cocktail bar. What's this? Classic bar, JC cocktail bar, Genki, restore your energy. So that's a little shopping mall by the looks of it with a few bits and bobs in there. Then we've got, what's this one called? Marmota Cafe. Yeah, a little shopping mall there as well, so probably a few shops in that. Piccadilly bar. Another Portugal shop. Wow. I thought I'd seen a, oh there you go up there, Shamrock bar live music. That must be upstairs. I don't know where that one is. We've got Vegas bar. Obviously all closed for the winter season. It's this one across the other side of the road. What does that say? Meat. Yep, Meat cocktail bar, that's closed as well. Bar Bears cocktail bar shop. So Bar Bears, you'd think it was a Broadway pub. Albufeira Beach Hotel. Broadway pub's obviously getting work done as well. I noticed that when I walked by. So they're getting gutted out for over the winter. And then little cork shop. What does that say? Can't make that out, but it looks like it's closed anyway, so it probably doesn't matter. And then we have this cannabis shop. So all things cannabis there as well. So a few more little restaurants tucked away. Terraza, Kai's, or Kay's, I don't know if you say that, Kai's or Kay's, what is it? Steakhouse, Burgers and Grill. Another little shop selling all the bits and bobs for tourists. And I wonder if this brings us out to the big main square down by the beach, so let's have a look. So yeah, so we've got this Tequila Loca, a Pizzeria Ricardo's, little World Inn shop, Tasio de Vecas, a few more bars here. Infinity Steakhouse. Well, by the number of steakhouses that are here, I would say they're going to have to be very good or very cheap, because the competition must be tough with so many places doing steakhouses. There's another one, look, steakhouse, El Rancho Steakhouse. So what's the best steak in Albufeira Old Town? Which of those steakhouses is your favourites and why? What makes it so special? And then we've got another little couple of cocktail bars and opening out onto this main square. Louisiana restaurant and bar. Mi Sombrero is a Mexican. And then Restaurante Aquario here. So again, there's a few people sitting outside here having a late lunch and a glass of wine. I might just join them for a beer. I think that's probably a good shout. And then this opens us out to the main square. This sculpture is actually quite impressive. It's the monument to the fishermen. So stone sculptures are a tribute to the old fishermen of Albufeira. Pretty impressive. Let's have a quick look at that. Try and get a little bit of culture into the channel whenever we can. So yeah, it's quite nice. And that obviously is the platform where we started the video. And over there is the escalators, which aren't working. So let's go back up to the top bit of the Old Town, where we cut off to the left, and we'll go down through the tunnel and show you that bit. And Donca Gueva. So there's some street names here, but not as many as I would like. Plenty of ATMs, which I never pointed out. Plenty of little shops selling all the touristy stuff. Alfredo, another Italian, they've got some specials as well. Little clothes shop. And then you've got something that's big here in Portugal is cork. There's shops selling things made out of cork, so you've got all these little coasters and purses and handbags and shoes and everything made out of cork. So if you fancy something like that, that's some local goods. Quite how well cork shoes would hold up to Scottish weather, I have no idea. But anyway, let's take a wander down through a spectacular tunnel down to a balcony overlooking the beach, and we'll finish the video there. So I'm just coming up to a tunnel that cuts through the rock, and I've seen this in videos at night, and it's just a pity that I'm not here in the evening, because it does look pretty spectacular, I've got to say. It's quite nice, but I'm just going to have a wander through this tunnel, and this little busker seems to be here all the time, and he looks absolutely Baltic. He's got his hat and his scarf and his big gloves on and everything. And I think he does it in here for the acoustics, because obviously the acoustics in here make it sound fantastic. So anyway, hopefully you can hear me okay, because I've got no clue how the sound's going to sound with that guitar in the background. But let's come through the other side of the tunnel here, out onto this fantastic balcony. And there's a couple of little restaurants down here as well. So let's have a look at the beach. I've got to say, the beaches here are fantastic. Fantastic soft golden sand, and down at this little balcony there's a few, again, little bars and restaurants that you can come and sit with some quite, spectacular stuff on the rocks and things. I'm just going to try and get down to the beach and we'll finish the video off there. So I did mention it was the 25th of November, around 3 o'clock, and the sunbeds are out and people are sunbathing, and there was actually somebody in the sea as I was coming along to set up. I could see them, but I think they've got out now. And all the way up the top there, you've got all these old buildings just perched overlooking the sea. Probably when they were built, it was nothing special. But now, what a fantastic place to have a property. What a great place to live, overlooking the sea. And then just over in the far distance there, you've got a little bar. Now in Spain we'd call them chiringuitos. I don't know what they're called here. What are they called in Portugal, do you know? I don't know what they're called in Portugal. But anyway, it does all look pretty good, I've got to say. And the sky's fantastic, and I know how you love to see a blue sky and sunshine. Isn't that a fantastic way to finish off this little walk around Albufeira Old Town? So if you've ever thought about coming here off season, you can see that there's still some things open, but it looks as though it all starts to close down at the end of November. For one, I'm just going to find a little bar now and get myself a beer, and then just chill and relax for the rest of the day before we make plans for this evening. So as always, hope you enjoyed that. I don't know how well these Albufeira videos will do, but if you like it and you want to see more content from my travels, and for the most part, living in Spain, just please subscribe. Just click on like and share the video. Let other people see it, and just help me grow the channel. So as always, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you all in the next video. Ta-ta for now, or as they say in Portugal, ciao.